the year 2023, 24, and 22, 23, and 23, 24.
Please just move a bit slowly, and so that we are with you.
The last page, Chairman, the last page.
Last page of annex?
Yeah.
Annex what?
16, 17, 18, and 19, the last page.
That page, just hold it up, Governor. That one that looks like stained
Yeah.
litmus paper.
Oh, yes.
So what do we make out of it?
It's just a summary of what was paid.
Segregated payment of pending bills as you asked.
So maybe, Chair, as you look at it, is it possible to disaggregate the third-party payables, 22, 23, 23, 24, which read 273 million? What are these? Is it loans? Is it NHIF, SHA? What are they? You've only paid 16 million. And I would be worried if it is loans belonging to workers or employees. I would really be worried.
There are quite a number of payments there through Honorable Chair. We talked of the issue of lab trust. We have some other financial support we are offering. Then we have associations and subscriptions.
Officer, I think you might want to approach this from this route. You paid 16.8
Yes.
under that row.
Yes.
And you had 16.8 in your financial statements.
Yes.
For stipends for CHPs.
Right, Chair.
Are those two related?
Yes.
So that 16.8 was a stipend for CHPs.
That is it, Your
So
Chair.
that leaves out, that means the 109 has not been paid.
Yeah, we were not able to settle that.
And 109 are statutory, are unremitted pension liabilities, subscriptions, pensions, etc., etc., statutory deductions, which are some of which are effected through the payroll. Why wouldn't you pay that?
We actually recognize them as pending payables from prior years, even before August 2022. That is before the current regime. So why we provided them in the financial statements to enable us to have a basis
you have
for
a column
payment.
here for date contracted.
Yes.
We can see the date contracted 2023, 2023, 2022, 2023.
Right.
So this one you're not running away from. These are statutory deductions unremitted during the financial year of 109 million.
Correct. What 109 million relates to the financial year 2022-2023, but what we incurred and accrued was for the financial year 2023-24 was 16,800,000, which we settled, Chair.
Why does 109 million sit in your books as unremitted statutory deductions? That is a question.
Those were just arrears,
They were just
They were
arrears.
inherited arrears.
Their pensions, their monies deducted from employees.
Yes.
Kept by the county government.
Yes.
And held under the English of inherited arrears.
True.
Governor, you see the team that you are running?
Chairman,
I mean, do you understand my concern? Because the money has been deducted from employees. It is sitting somewhere there in the entity.
Mr. Chairman, we inherited the debt, not the money. Because this 119 was inherited, money that was due to LAP Fund, NSSF, all those entities. The money was not paid, but we don't know where the money is. Today, as we speak, we remit money as we deduct.
Yeah, Governor, there was a colleague of yours who told us that because of these issues of late exchequer releases, sometimes entities pay the net salary to employees. And then you have to look at your cash flow to be able to pay the statutory deductions later. If that is the case, just explain. Just explain. Is that the case in Trans Nzoia?
In our case, that's not that's not the case in Trans Nzoia.
So what is the case? Well, how did the chair wants to know?
So why I'm explaining this, Chair, is that for you to be able to settle any pending bill, it must be reflected on the face of your financial statements. That's why we saw it prudent for us to reflect this and have it audited by the office.
We are interested.
I'm only giving an explanation first.
You'll move slowly. I'm the one giving directions.
So, Governor,
Senator Sifuna.
the explanation the committee wants is how this became. When you tell us the disease, don't tell us the wrong disease. We will prescribe wrong penalties that were being imposed by KRA on late statutory remittances. It is this committee that made sure KRA held back on that. So the question we're asking, how did the debt arise? That, if you explain that, we move on to the next issue.
Senator Wambua.
Chair, in the interest of time, if I heard the governor correctly, he said that this 109 is inherited from before 2022. Yeah? And I think he went on to say they inherited the bill, not the
money.
Not the money. So what the governor is saying is that, yes, he is admitting there is money that was deducted from people's salaries, not remitted where it was supposed to be remitted in previous administrations, and to date that has not been settled. If that is the position, Chair, then perhaps the question would be, what is the county government doing? Because this is actually a criminal act. You know, you have deducted money from a member of staff and you have not remitted. What is the county government doing to fast track the remittances of the 109? I know that's the conversation.
I think that is our working definition as you have described it. So that's what we need to deal with.
So that the governor can answer both. There's account argument here that this might not be inherited debts, because that second line reads other third-party payables for 2022, 2023, 2023, 2024. If it is 2022, 2023, that is the time, Governor, you came into office. Yeah, beginning July 1, 2022. And there was no money released by Exchequer, I think in May and June. That money came to be released after elections. So this can't be inherited bills.
Okay, yes. So you are varying the working definition. Senator Cherargei.
You had said that you could not make photocopies for this committee, but in your payment in item number 311, LASEC Limited, order 186, you paid payment for purchase of 2 photocopiers worth 398,000. So, Governor, to tell this committee you could not photocopy because you don't have photocopiers is a story you can tell to Bats some other time. Chair, let me go to this on the issue. Says that I'm very keen in your management response. He said he's a truthful man, so I'm assisting him in finding truth. Finally, Governor, you have said to offset the balance of verified pending bills and to partially resolve the unverified pending bills. So which are these unverified pending bills? I really want to know that part. Because I have agreed you have you have given us, and I've looked at your financial statements as per your chief officer has said, is you have 1.4 billion, and you have brought down, including the financial, you have put around, is it 700 million to this financial year of 2025. I'm keen on the partially resolve the unverified pending bills for the financial year 2021, 2022, and prior years. Could you be generous enough with information? Tell us how much is this? Because you have been specific by budgeting 700 million, but you have not tell us how you intend to resolve partially unverified pending bills. And comes to my question, Governor, when you took office, did you do pending bills verification? And where is the report? And how much was verified pending bills? And how much was unverified pending bills? Chair, I yield.
Governor.
Ian,
Maybe by giving us your version of the working definition of the problem.
109 million, that's in our document. These are debts that were inherited, not just from the first regime of devolution, but all the way with the municipalities and county councils, including the LAP fund and so forth. That's the money that we inherited. So it's appearing in 2023 because we cannot really wish it away. We must put it here and find a way of dealing with it. But as I've said, currently we detect and we remit. We are very current. You can confirm this one even with the CPF. That's what we are doing. Number two, we've got machines. The chairman, we have machines. True, we bought. We're talking about consumables. You can have a printer, then the photocopier, you have got no paper. It's of no use. That's the problem I'm talking about. They don't have finances at the moment. That's why we've got to run into problems in terms of producing these documents. Now, we're talking about the unverified pending bills. When we came into office like another responsible government, we had the assumption of office committee, and one of the things they were looking at was the pending bills. And the figure went to almost about 1.2 billion shillings. And it kept on mutating and increasing. What we did, we formed a committee that was chaired by the former Auditor General, Dr. Edward Oko. He came up with a report that classified eligible and ineligible pending bills. But I think some people who found themselves on the list of ineligible ones rushed to court. And the court, in this opinion, felt that Mr. Uko was not actually not verifying pending bills, that he was doing audit, which we disagree with. We disagreed. And that's why we formed our own pending bills verification committee that has been working. We have been able to reduce that figure from that 1.2 billion. We are coming down. We believe by the time we are done, we'll have a figure that we can really defend. And that's why we've made a provision of 700 million in the current budget, knowing that the pending bills, actual pending bills are about 441 million. But we know you're going to have the inherited pending bills that also need to be paid because this work was done by our own people in Tanzania, and they've been asking for their money. That explained and verified because we have not yet concluded the verification process. We believe we're going to conclude it during this financial year. If there'll be any money left pending or as an extra from the provision, then of course going to be applied to other needy things within the county.
Senator Sifuna and then Controller of Budget may have stepped out. Maybe I'll toss this to the Treasury to tell us how statutory deductions should be treated, because last week we were told that recovery of interest is the first of all first charges. And why should we be raising requisitions, disbursements for settlement of other matters when statutory deductions prescribed in law are being done in the county but not being remitted to the relevant bodies? I think you need to advise us on that, because this 109, whether it was of defunct authorities of yesterday or today, there must be a commitment on its settlement. Senator Sifuna.
Mr. Chairman, if you indulge me, I completed. I'd forgotten something on that 109. I think the senators, view is the same explanation we get from Transoya, that because of insufficiency of funds, people are just being paid net salaries. Paid net salary, and therefore these other deductions. Actually, the money was not being deducted, so it was not that because the funds were not sufficient. So you just pay a salary, and then all these other deductions, including even pay as you earn. People are not paying, and that's why sometimes we get even penalties from KRA. As I said, we're not running out from this.
Do you agree with that explanation?
I do.
How do you agree with it? Because when you make requisitions from the control of budget, your requisition grows.
This is current, Mr. Chairman. We're talking about municipal councils and county councils. They were just paying net because the funds were not sufficient. So you'll assume that actually they deducted the money for LAP fund, when indeed they did not deduct the money.
Senator Sifuna?
Mine is a very small, curious observation. Governor, these are next year 17. When I look at the first page and the second page, there's a lot of women groups who are doing business with your county. You can count almost 20 on this page too. From Bicholwa to Rambisia to Kendelesia, I can see a lot of women groups. What is the story in Trans Nzoia? Very briefly. No, we need to learn from other people. Like, yeah. What is the story, Governor?
What we do in Trans Nzoia is that we've tried to operationalize APO, access to government procurement opportunities, by young people, by women, and people living with disabilities. They form groups, and those groups, we give them company names. Through, of course, Huduma centers, they're given company names to trade with the county government. So what we do, once we give them the money, we also give them a tender to do. Yeah, we don't just give people money to go look for work, and then they'll come telling you we bought chicken and they all died. So we'll give you a government tender and government funds to go and do this. And so just a way of empowering our people. That's why you can see all those groups there.
Okay, I think he sampled the first 2 pages. We don't know what appears in the other pages. But let's go to the substantive issue on how to treat this 109 so that we can give directions.
Mr. Chairman, it's actually more than 109. We're having an engagement with Lab Fund. Lab Fund is asking for 600 million.
So this disclosure is not
Lab Trust CPF, they're asking for 1.2 billion.
You have only captured 33.4 million here.
Yes.
Honorable Chair.
It goes back to my question.
Senator.
Governor, you needed to be precise, and it was just a simple question. You have said after UCO's committee was ruled by Kitale High Court that they didn't have the power except the OAG. You said you formed internal verification committee through the chair. You have talked about legible and illegible pending bills. So I wanted you to be precise. Tell us how much is legible pending bills, how much are ineligible pending bills. Because ineligible, it means you cannot pay. So why are you providing for in the budget of 700 million, yet you come back and you say what you are sure of is 241 million that is pending. So give us the global figure that these are eligible pending bills that I form and these are ineligible. Then tell us the story behind it, because you are shifting from 1.2 billion. You are saying you have allocated 700 million in the budget. You are saying you are sure that eligible is 241 million. So what is the story in this verification pending committee? And is it through the chair? Can you provide?
Chairman, what I said was that the former Auditor General, Edward Ouko, chaired the committee on pending bills. His report was challenged in court and it was set aside. We didn't just fold our arms and sat there. We formed our own pending bills verification committee whose work is not complete. But we are hoping it's going to end this financial year. And if it does, we should have some money on the budget to start settling those pending bills. That's why other than the 441 million.
Order, Governor. Senator, what's your
Chair, maybe I just wonder to how long has been this internal committee been operating?
Okay, let's allow the Governor to respond. And I hope we could make very brief responses so that we can go to other issues.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. The Governor has delegated to me the responsibility to respond on that. The internal verification committee was set in July 2024. And part of the term of reference is actually to look at the available documentation in line with pending bills. Remember, for a bill to be eligible, it must have full documentation. So that is part of the terms of reference. Two, the committee is open even to third-party information. Honorable Chairs, we sit here. There are merchants and people who did business or provided service to the county government of Trans Nzoia who are not even within our knowledge, because when we took over office, we did not have documentary evidence to indicate this is how much they are claiming from us. So part of that, on the TOR, they also receive information because some of them even go to court, secure court decrees to have them paid. So once that is done, we now subject it to the internal verification committee to verify whether internally this debt was incurred or not. So for us to be here and indicate that actually we have a definite figure might not be at this moment because we don't know even who is coming tomorrow to present information on claiming anything to be paid from Trans Nzoia account. Thank you, Chair.
Unfortunately, are you a member of the institute?
Yes, sir.
You are a CPA?
Member number 11966.
What is the expectation when it comes to financial assets reporting under accrual basis in this financial year?
We have to ensure we disclose.
And so you cannot tell us that you are so uncertain because in this financial year, you must have certainty. And your responsibility must be to advise the governor that this exercise must come to an end. It cannot be bottomless because in this financial year, you start recognizing your non-financial assets and liabilities.
True.
Are rent pending bills part of the non-financial liabilities?
They are part of it, Honorable Chair. What I am indicating is that we have a window of about 3 years to ensure full compliance. And actually that is part of what we are doing to ensure that we have verified pending bills to disclose. Chair, as you all know, you cannot just disclose a figure. You cannot be able to place a hand on it by having documentary evidence to support your disclosure.
So let's deal with what you have disclosed here.
Yeah.
Because those are now stories for the future.
Yeah.
You have disclosed that you had 109 million as statutory deductions.
Yes.
The governor disputes that. He believes it's a higher figure. But let's go with your disclosure. Where is this money in your payment plan?
We have indicated, Chair. We have a payment plan.
Where is it?
On the Annex 16, 17, and 18, we have a payment plan there.
So for example, can you just show us the entry where you are now remitting to, because they include even contributions to the car and mortgage scheme of 20 million.
Yeah.
That was not there before devolution, so that is a present problem. They include transfers to Trans Nzoia County Receive of Revenue. I wonder how that then sits in the other pending payables. So have you demonstrated how you are paying this 109, or you are still disputing it?
No, we have demonstrated in the plan.
Where?
Chair.
Page what? Row what? Column what?
And we can be able to check through. I hope we'll have time, Chair, but allow us time to verify Treasury and give you.
Treasury, statutory deductions, because they are deductions that are directed by law. Do we have this luxury that the county is indulging in? That they can take whatever time they need and pay whenever they want to pay?
Thank you, Chair. In response to statutory deductions, actually they have very strict timelines on when they should be paid, and failure to pay them, they will attract penalties for the period they have remained unpaid. Regarding the pending bills, now that I am on the mic, I would advise the county government that the pending bills that they know for sure, they should disclose them. Now that we have moved from cash accounting to accrual, and the ones that they are not very sure, they should be classified as contingent liabilities, and they should also be disclosed in the financial statements.
Thank you. Maybe we can also hear from COB. COB, how do you authorize withdrawals when you have statutory deductions that have not been remitted? I know in our resolution, we didn't seem to have addressed the issue of statutory deductions. And I think we need to amend that resolution so that we give very clear directives on that, and even say that the COB should not approve further withdrawal if statutory deductions from a prior withdrawal have not been remitted. Because I think that's proper financial sense. How do you deal with that?
Before the control of budget response, I'm told there is a new system of making sure that whatever the control of budget releases in terms of payments then there is no way of avoiding. How possible is that? That if it is statutory deductions, then the statutory deductions must go where they're supposed to be. How is it?
COB?
Thank you, Chair. Now, when counties come to requisition funds, they usually requisition the gross amount. The gross amount will include all the statutory deductions. So at no point does the county requisition a net. So it is expected that counties once request for the gross amounts, that they will deduct and remit the deductions, statutory deductions, including sometimes where we have check-off loans from staff. So when a county fails to remit those deductions that have been requested, then that is an injustice even to the employees. It's
Is
like
it an injustice or it's an offense?
it's an offense because it's
So
like
it's criminal.
you are stealing from them.
Chair.
Senator Ombo?
Chair, you know, there's one thing that we seem to be forgetting, I don't know. So if the deductions were not made in the first place, are they still valid pending bills? Because if then the position is that at some point these counties, these entities, like the municipalities or county councils, if they were paying net of the salaries, are we saying that the county is odd? Because the collection and the remittance of statutory deductions, counties are acting as agents of KRA. They are collecting on behalf of KRA. So if they have not collected, is it a pending bill?
In fact, Chair, just to jog the memory of the committee, the reason why KRA was amenable to the request by this same committee to waive those penalties on late remittances was because they acknowledged that the problem is with the national government. And the question, Chair, back then was, you have a national treasury here, which is responsible for disbursement of money. It disburses money late, counties get into these problems. Then another national agency called KRA is imposing a penalty on late remittances. And that is how they were able to say, this is something we are willing to look at. This was a former CS for Treasury who was before this committee. So there is that angle that also needs to be considered, in my view.
Chair. Reverend from the Treasury, and then Vice Chair.
Okay, thank you, Chair. I want to put into record that the National Treasury eventually pays all the money that is due to the county government. That is by law. We have to remit all the money that is due to the county government. So probably it's an issue of delay or the timing difference, but all in all, eventually, the National Treasury is obligated by law to pay all the money that is due to the county government. And therefore, if they did not deduct, there is no way they can say they did not deduct and that employee earned a salary. The employee earned a salary plus the statutory deductions. So as this committee make and deliberation on this matter, they should consider probably the timing difference, but the aspect of the National Treasury not remitting the money is not there.
I think,
Reverend, as a man of God, surely you are. Aware that the Senate also passes something called a disbursement schedule. There's a reason why the law requires a disbursement schedule. You cannot governments approach financial institutions to borrow money to pay salaries. When they borrow, they don't borrow gross, because that would not make any sense. You'll start incurring interest. You just borrow what is sufficient to pay the net salaries of the staff. So this is something we are aware of, Chair.
now, just look at it so that we tick it off, so that we can establish whether this is a current problem or it is a historic. That was satisfied because you had queried 923 million of statutory dues that were non-remitted. I think it's on the General's report, non-remittance of statutory dues. Yeah. Just read it out, then tell us whether this matter has been addressed so that we can contextualize this problem.
Yes. Thank you, Chair. Non-remittance of statutory dues.
Yes, proceed.
National social things 49,661,383, all totaling Kenya shillings 923,644,572. However, no evidence was provided for audit confirmation to show that the deductions were remitted to the relevant authorities as required. Failure to remit statutory deductions on time contravenes the Income Tax Act, National Hospital Insurance Fund Act, the National Social Security Fund Act, which may result in fines and penalties. In the circumstances, management was in breach of the law. Thank you, Chair.
Okay, so our recommendations there captured some of the things that members have spoken about, including KRA not imposing penalties on counties for late statutory deductions where it is caused by late exchequer releases from the National Treasury. I think that's what Senator Sifuna has been trying to amplify. So to avoid wastage of time, we shall not read our recommendation in full. We'll just go to your management response on this.
Mr. Chairman, our response is very brief and factual. The payment for the statutory deduction was provided, that evidence was provided during the audit exercise as tabulated in the table. I want to confirm that at Trans Nzoia we are current. Every single cent that we deduct, we remit. What happened, I think, was made communication breakdown between the auditors and the relevant offices because they provided the evidence of payment of remittance.
So let's get the confirmation of the OAG. OAG, you raised this, it was in the management letter, it was in the draft certificate, it was in the final certificate. If the evidence was there, why was it not provided?
Thank you, Chair. What I can confirm during the verification, we have found that the statutory deductions, the current ones, were actually deducted and also remitted and paid. So as of now, they do not have this outstanding on the current, except the 109 or any other amount that they may come up with. Our position is that during the audit, because we went through a process, this was not provided, and probably the payments have been done after the
Point
audit
of order,
had been
Chair. What is the OAG saying? I'm trying to get him.
Senator Jarake?
So are you saying it was misreported, or are you saying when you raise this issue up to the exit meeting and management letter, you never captured? Can you stand? Kuwa na msimamo. You know, you are saying this and this, oh, we are confusing all of us.
No, our stand is that we have
this
now...
was misreported.
No, that was the correct position as then.
So
I
and
think
then there was no payment.
OAG, you agree with the report as tabled, but now what you are saying is that you have seen evidence subsequent, isn't it?
Yes.
So that we apply the provisions of section 52 of the Public Audit Act, Section 62,
of the Public
so that
Audit
the
Act.
officer who was supposed to provide that information and did not,
Yes.
we recommend the investigation and prosecution.
Yes.
Is that
That's the true position.
so that then confirms that going forward, statutory deductions are being remitted. The problem are the historical ones.
Yeah, correct.
Maybe members should direct or advise control of budget that we should give counties maybe some 6 months to reconcile the historical statutory dues and ensure that they've got a payment plan, failure to which requisitions should not be honored. Because if you've got contributions to LAP Fund, LAP Trust, SACCOs, and all those entities, the person suffering is the employee. In their pay slip, it indicates that they were contributing to LAP. Fund or LAP Trust. But when they go to check the actuarial valuations, it indicates that their money never came through. I mean, there has to be a way of closing this, and maybe we can debate internally
Mr. Chairman,
and agree with the COB on a time frame. Yeah, Governor.
Because some of these amounts of money have accrued for a very long period of time. I don't know if it's possible for the county governments that the money was remitted or not. As far as they are concerned, they were employees, their money was remitted. Now you have retired and then there is no pension. So instead of engaging in back and forth, can we now just bite the bullet and see what needs to be done?
Senator Sifuna, you are indicating that there's a resolution you have made on...
I believe so, and the Secretariat can confirm. There was a resolution of the Senate on the question of LAP Fund and LAP Trust. Because as Governor says, we also had a part of the largest part of the Nairobi pending bill of 100 billion is actually monies owed to those two institutions. There was a resolution of the Senate on the same. And from...
CPIC.
Yes.
CPIC did an inquiry on non-remittance of statutory deductions.
Okay, so
what was the resolution of the Senate?
Let me follow up with the clerk of the
remember that
committee.
matter coming before.
Okay, fine.
But separately, you have seen, Chair, there are county governments that have sat down with these entities and entered into agreements. I think the best example is Makueni, right? Governor Mutula told us that there is a running agreement with LAP Fund on how they're going to settle this. So what conversations are you having yourself?
We have done
of course, there are also bad examples like Nairobi where they've done asset swaps without proper validation.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Chairman, we have done the same, and we've done MOUs with its LAP Fund, with LAP Fund. Of course, my main concern is that this money is an investment. So when we do these discussions, we argue in a manner that removes the interest, so that at the end of the day, the pensioner doesn't get what is actually due to them. So you're making a compromise, but who is suffering? The past suffering is not part of the negotiation. So you can see we're moving from 1.2 billion and we agree to pay like 300 million. So this amount that you're forfeiting is due to somebody who is not going to get that dues.
Honorable
Chair, maybe just two clarifications.
Then in the next few minutes, you can look at a few projects.
Chair, maybe, so Governor, in this 700 million that you have allocated in financial year 2025-2026, is 109 part of the payment plan for these statutory deductions? And then number two, you have indicated in your response, which is very brief, that this information was provided. Have you taken any administrative action for non-provision of documentation as per Section 62 of the Public Audit Act? And then finally, Sifuna, hold your horses. Relax. Finally, Chair, in this non-remittance, you'll have your cherry and you'll bite. Yes. Bishop, can you be praying for Sifuna so that he can hold his horses? Chair, and finally, on non-remittance of statutory deductions, in this provision, What is, you have said that Treasury should provide conditional grant. You have had conversation with Lab Fund, Lab Trust, and maybe KRA. In this 109, are there interests that they have charged on this 109 million? Thank you, Chair.
Please have your mic on so that you're on record.
Yeah, I'm saying interest, actually that when we discuss this, the interest actually compounded. So we discussed, you know, they should compound interest, we remove all the interest. But that's the amount that's due to pension with the pensioner. So it's not the county government losing or the lab fund losing, it's actually the pensioner who is losing. That's why I thought maybe if the government can find another way of cushioning these people, because the people who have worked for government, they've retired, now they're having very many non-communicable diseases, and then they need money. At the end of the day, we're telling them, your money was not remitted.
Okay.
On the issue of
700 million.
On the issue of failure to provide the documents for remitted funds, Mr. Chairman, will have to guide here because it's not becoming an issue that you gave, you didn't give. You gave, we didn't give. Because my officers are saying we gave the documentation.
No, that's why we are saying it shall be investigated.
Yes.
Yeah, so action will only be taken after investigation.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe, maybe clarify, Governor, on this 700. So are you intending
That's what I'm
to pay?
coming to.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. The 700 million is provided for in the current budget, 25-26, to sort out the verified pending bills that are known. We've paid partly 993 million. There's about 441 million that have not paid. The 700 million is going to pay part of that, all of that, 441. And then we said the unverified pending bills, most of them which were inherited. We're going to verify them. If they're more than the balance, then we're going to make a provision for 2026-27. If they're less, then the saving will go to other county government activities.
I'm just curious. That 700 million is for 2025, 2026.
Yes.
What is your development budget for that financial year?
I need a budget.
Just a figure.
Please, let's move quickly. By 2:30, the Speaker will be requiring us in the House.
What percentage? I know it's more than 30% of the total budget.
It's more than 30%.
Yeah, we are compliant, yeah.
Okay.
I think it's 3.3 billion.
So, honourable members, I think as we, for us to move to the next issue, the Auditor General has confirmed that the issue of statutory remittances is now going forward, is now being resolved, but we are going to make recommendations on the historical ones and also recommendations on those who failed to provide documents. Auditor, keep these in view now that you're doing the current audit to confirm that there's proper disclosure in line with accrual basis of reporting. But control of budget, I think we'll also be having conversations on how to tighten the non-remittance of statutory deductions. If you agree, honourable members, you could move quickly to look at a few projects. Let's start with the construction of the county headquarters, 498 million. Auditor General, your observation was quite brief. You can read it, and then the Governor can give us an update.
Thank you, Chair. In complete construction of the county's headquarters, the county executive awarded a local contractor the contract to construct the Trans Nzoia County headquarters at a contract sum of Kenya shillings 498,835,545 on 29th June 2023 for a period of 56 weeks. As previously reported, the Tender Evaluation Committee did not conduct due diligence to confirm the qualifications of the contractor, contrary to Section 83, subsection 1 of the Public Procurement and Assets Disposal Act 2015. Physical verification carried out on 9th September 2024 revealed that a signboard costing Kenya shillings 250,000 was not erected in the construction site as indicated in the bill of quantities. The project had reached 60th floor and construction on the helipad was ongoing. at approximately 63% complete. However, the certificate of completion and handing over minutes were not provided for audit. In the circumstances, the value for money on the expenditure incurred on the project could not be confirmed. Thank you, Chair.
Governor, you may take us to the page where your response is contained.
Page 49, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, you may proceed. We gave recommendations in line with prioritization of completion of stalled projects and also administrative action that was proposed there for non-provision of documents. Please give us your response on action taken.
The Department of Public Service Management awarded tender number 1293050 of 2022-23 to CM East Africa Construction Limited for the proposed construction of county headquarters at a contract sum of 5 Kenya shillings 498,835,545. Mr. Chairman, the due diligence report was availed but was not considered during the audit exercise. However, the report is available for audit review. On the issue of the signboard is erected. There was an attempt to steal it, but it's now erected at the strategic place. The delay in erecting it was caused by the risk of vandalism, and we have Annex 7, the due diligence report, and Appendix 19.1, the photo of the signboard. The current status, that's at 2024 June. The proposed construction of the Trans Nzoia County Headquarters overall progress is at 90%, as per the attached architectural consultant's report. Annex 8, the signboard is erected. There is a budgetary allocation attached, that's attached supplementary budget and by financial year 2025-2026. Mr. Chairman, I can confirm that the project is now complete and we are moving in.
This was a greenfield. It's not an inherited stall project.
No.
So you started from scratch?
From scratch.
From 29th of June, 2023.
Yes.
56 weeks ought to have lapsed in August 2024.
Yes.
Because a year has 52 weeks.
Yes.
So it is out of scope,
yes,
as far as time is concerned.
Yes, the delays were explained. What are the reasons?
Okay. Well, I think let's first establish. So it has gone beyond the time. Has it gone beyond the budget?
No.
Why the supplementary that you have referred to here?
There were external works which were not part of the original design, and these are majorly the perimeter wall. It wasn't there, and then of course the public. What do you call it? Sanitary facilities.
So what's the percentage variation so far?
Is how much? Huh? No, the money.
We only paid 50%.
Variation.
Yes.
It's actually 50%.
It's actually 15%.
15% variation?
Yes.
Project is at 90%?
It's now complete.
It is complete as we speak?
Yes.
The 90% here?
That was for 2024, the financial year.
Was for 2024?
Yes.
So, Auditor, the two things you had flagged was due diligence report and signboard. So, did you get the due diligence report?
Yes, Chair. I think this is the difficulty we always find ourselves in with regard to documents not provided during the audit. That even if they are provided later on, their authenticity cannot be confirmed. But I confirm, yes, we have received that due diligence report. We have reviewed it. We have also confirmed that the signboard has been put. I think the Only issue is the building is now under occupation. However, I think it's only having a certificate of partial completion. Thank you, Chair.
Yes, you see, is this a matter that is part of your investigations?
Yes, Chair, this is a matter that is part of our current investigations.
Okay. Honorable members, Senator Cheragi?
Governor, if you are saying that the county headquarters is complete, one is that you say there's a variation of 15%. Is it inclusive of this 499 million approximately? And then number two, if you are saying the county headquarters is complete, I saw in some media outlets that you have already occupied. And the OAG is saying you have partial certificate of completion. Why would you occupy a building that is one, you don't have a certificate of occupation by Public Works? Number two, is there occupation certification? Is the building insured just in case of liability? So tell us on the 15% variation, the occupation, whether all documents are attached here, because I'm trying to look at Annex 7 is only due diligence and erections of the signboard. And if it is not complete, is there a budgetary allocation? Because I can see from due diligence report that you have provided. That will be my last question on the, just a moment, on this. You have said in, this one was due diligence report, Chair, for the proposal of Trans Nzoia, this was 100 million. And whether these 3 years financial review period has been done. So can you provide that? And Governor, having served previously, I thought it is important to follow law. Even if there was an agency of occupying an office, even this building, I remember when Bunge Towers was being inaugurated, one of the critical important aspect was certificate of occupation provided by Public Works, because from the information from the OAG, when during our brief, Chair, there is no insurance cover for the building. So can you highlight, maybe you have it, but it's not here, so that we can get that clarity?
Yeah, so now the governor can respond to the same issues. Governor, my concern is with the signboard. I have a concern there. 2 things. One, this signboard looks very ordinary. How it is costing 250,000, I don't know. And then secondly, why would somebody want to steal it? Is it made of gold? I mean, why would you steal this? I mean, so just tell us the story around that billboard.
You want the governor to speak on behalf of thieves?
Yeah, you say that there's somebody who wanted to steal it. I mean, it looks.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very curious response on record. Governor.
Mr. Chairman, I think the issue of the signboard, the cost was in the BQ. So maybe the auditors need to make a determination whether it was worth it. But I think you follow the specification of that signboard. It may look like that because we know it's just a photo. Maybe if you go to the ground, you can see something completely different. As to Senator Cherargei's issue, I don't know if you should respond, Mr. Chairman, because it's not an audit query. It's not an audit issue for 2024, 2023, 2024.
No, when you come to Parliament, there is something called supplementary questions, so that is allowed. So if you don't have records or evidence to respond, you are also free to ask for.
So by 2024, the year in question we had not occupied the building because it was not complete. It was at 90% complete. But as I've said, it's now complete, and we were asking for some indulgence from this committee so that we can even demonstrate it. Here on the screen, you see how it is. Because people may think that's just an academic exercise, some abstract thing. The building
if time would have allowed us, we would have demonstrated to us the helipad and the number of helicopters the county government has for it to be a necessity.
The helipad is for people like you when you come to visit Trans Nzoia.
I come on ground.
But
Our
chair does not own a chopper.
Yeah, I don't own a chopper. I don't know. How many choppers do you own as a
Not everybody who has a chopper owns it, actually. You can always
Yeah,
hire.
so members, I think for efficiency.
Chair, maybe for even governor, under Article 229 says Parliament shall consider OAG reports. So we have power to get more information.
Yes.
A direct question was, if you are now occupying the building, it was just a simple question that, is there a certificate of occupation and issues of insurance? You and me know that, God forbid, if a liability occurs, you must show covered, and I think the OAG has never shown us. So if Mwananchi works and he gets injured, you can imagine the implication, and your advocate or the county attorney will tell you the danger that you are subjecting yourself and everybody else. You maybe you have taken life cover for yourself. But what about the ordinary, the one you normally walk around in Tawe movement? Do they have life cover? They don't.
Governor, very brief.
We are currently not in occupation of that building.
So what we do is this, because this is not part of the stalled projects. This is a project that was initiated in more or less at the beginning of the financial year under review, because it was awarded at the end of June 2023.
Yes.
And it was to run for 56 weeks. Now the governor says it's complete. Auditor, this is now where you come in to do your postmortem and to confirm whether it was done lawfully and efficiently. And perhaps you will go and ask those questions as to why we needed a helipad, and you're going to ask those questions as whether a certificate of occupation has been issued.
Chair, maybe, Governor, you are or not, are you saying no one is occupying that county headquarters as per now? No one. No one. No, just go on record. Your mic is off.
Mr. Chairman, as we sit here, I'm not in occupation of that building.
It is still under the hands of the contractor.
Yes.
So let's allow the Auditor General to keep this in view, update us in the current audit, and Auditor, please, where $500 million shillings has been spent, the audit query cannot be a signboard worth 250,000. That cannot be the audit query. There are those overruns in terms of time, in terms of variation, in terms of the questions being raised by Senator Cherargei. So please do a proper audit examination of this particular project. EACC, the file is before you. We are not going to direct you on what to do with it. All we are asking for is that you speed up your investigations so that if there is malpractice, people should be prosecuted. And if there isn't, also you need to tell us what the position is. So we keep this in view.
Now, can I say something?
Yes, Governor?
Just an observation, because the Senate is the one that's in charge of the evolution and protecting county governments and the counties and the county governments. What I've learned as a first-time governor is that every time you do a big project that's worth millions of shillings, it attracts a lot of interest. And majorly it's about fault finding. People have got this belief that if you do a project worth 50 million, you've taken 5 million. You do 100 million, you've taken 10 million. And people come with that attitude, and they're coming to find that. So even if they don't find it, they try to find it. How do we cure this? Because then, in my mind, maybe going forward, we focus on these small little things and do many of them. Like, you are doing roads, you are doing toilets, you are doing little things that nobody has got a big interest in. I think I'm the only county government in Kenya today that has completed the county headquarters within the budget set by the control of budget. And even if I've extended time a little bit, it's not so much. The national government has been doing county headquarters for counties. Transvaal was not part of it. We've used our own disbursements, our own source of revenue to do that. But the county government, the national government has been giving conditional grants to counties to do headquarters. Mine have done it within time. And it's like it gives even a bad name. Because the moment you hear ESs that are looming all over the place, coming, they're picking that, and not they're announcing to the whole world that we're investigating this. Why don't you investigate and then announce? Why do you announce and then start investigating? Because at the end of the day, You've already been persecuted
Chair,
in public.
you must protect the stakeholders in this meeting.
Yeah.
EACC is
Let
not
me finish first,
query.
because
Governor.
I made a disclaimer. I made a disclaimer.
Governor, I gave indication
investigations.
that in the next 16 minutes, whatever we discuss here will be null and void because the House will be in session. We have not made any adverse recommendation as a Senate on this matter. We have asked the Auditor General to review it to ensure it is lawful and effective. The EACC on their own motion are doing investigations. It's not prompted by us. So let's allow these institutions to do what they are supposed to do. So that is with regards to...
Chair, just for the record, because this is a House of Records, I want to state that if I heard the governor speak, he said that the Senate is a defender of counties and their governments. And he's raising concern that every time county governments set out to do big projects, there is some unnecessary interest created around those projects. And he's asking whether the option would then be to do small little things that attract no interest. And he has mentioned EACC. It's not mentioned in bad light. He's just saying that why can't you investigate and announce the results of your investigations instead of announce to everybody that I want to begin investigations on this building and nothing comes out of it. I think it's a fair comment.
I think, Senator Wambua, we had the EACC here 3 weeks ago. We discussed that,
yes.
And we gave them our thoughts, which are aligned to what the governor is saying. Yes. So let's not reopen the debate now.
And for the information to Senator Wambua, who was in that meeting, part of the investigation of EACC was on impressed by the MCS. Was it from your county?
No,
so it doesn't mean.
So let's not reopen that.
No, it was.
Senator Cherargei.
It was on record.
I will.
It has been
no, it was not his county. It was Makueni.
No, it was not the county. I think it was Makueni.
So let's proceed.
So, Chair,
let's proceed in this manner.
Just a comment, just so that I conclude like Wambua, is that yes, I want to inform the governor because we had an honor of attending that meeting. That yes is investigating all issues, Chair. And if governor wants to make some comments, those are political statements. He can make it somewhere else.
I'm very sure the governor was very clear on
one final word, please.
I'm very sure he was very clear.
It's not just EACC alone. It attracts interest from all over, including DCI. Sometimes they're requesting for the same document. EACC one seat, DCI one seat. You know, it's like a scramble for these things.
Governor, they call it, it's par for the course. That comes with your territory, that comes with your position. I think the only thing we can subject to debate is a matter which we ourselves are referring to EACC. For example, the issue of on-source revenue, we have asked EACC to investigate for good reasons. So anything that EACC is doing on their own motion, we cannot interfere with that. The next project is Tomboya Mother and Child Hospital, cumulative sum of 142 million. From the responses, the governor indicates that the projects have just been completed. If that is the case, then we can ask the Auditor General to keep them in view, because maybe there is information that the county has that was not there at the time of audit. The two issues, Tomboya Mother and Child Hospital, in complete construction, the responses that we are seeing here, we are seeing a certificate of practical completion. Auditor General, you can confirm that?
Yes, thank you, Chair. I wish to confirm that the projects are completed, but not in use. So the issue of value for money continues to hold true.
So can you then, in the current audit that you're doing, again review it for lawfulness and effectiveness? I think it would be better that way instead of trying to hypothesize. Country Aggregation and Industrial Park at Namandala. Last week we discussed KAIP for Turkana and the challenges that are there. This is a matter, Governor, is it complete or it is still work in progress, the KAIP?
Mr. Chairman, it's not complete.
It is still work in
progress. 42%.
42%.
Yeah.
Members, can we allow the Auditor General to keep this in view and review it in the current audit cycle? There was something about Mitume Fresh Produce Market, but let's go to the multi-story business complex where the contract was signed in 2018 at a sum of 874 million. Governor, Is this complete? This multi-story business complex?
It's not complete, Mr. Chairman.
It's at what percentage?
92%.
So it has not changed since the audit, because at the audit it was at 92%.
It hasn't, because I've got a problem with the contractor. We've paid all the IPCs, but the guy's not on site. He has started making very outrageous claims, almost the equivalent of the contract sum. And he has taken the matter to arbitration. We are going to prosecute this matter.
Honorable members, do we keep this in view?
Chair, maybe just a comment. So, Governor, this contractor has been paid this 874,280,383 had been paid. What was the, now that you have your chief officer, has the chief officer been there for some time? Is he new or he has been there?
The chief officer has been trained.
So that I ask the subsequent question. Your chief officer of finance.
The chief officer for trade has been there.
Has been there for some time.
Yes, yes.
So could he have the CC? So this Governor or your CC, has this amount of 874,280,383 been paid, and maybe through the chair, what is the actual contract sum of this construction of multi-story business complex? And my final question, Chair, so that we exit, is that is there a variation? Because if the contractor is disturbed, I've looked at your responses, Governor, and you have indicated that the contractor has been very troublesome. So was there any variation? Why is the contractor in arbitration? Can you tell us the contract sum so that we know why the contractor has gone to arbitration, and if this 874 million has been paid? Those will be my three questions,
Mr. Chairman.
Governor?
If I can respond, the contract sum is indicated there is 874,280,303 shillings. This contract was awarded in 2017-2018 financial year. This project has been around for more than 8 years now. And of course, when the contract asks for extension of time and is granted, it comes with some costs. But the biggest challenge we have today is that the contractor has abandoned site and has gone to arbitration. So that's where the matter is now.
Can you tell us how much has been paid on this contract, in this contract, sir?
874. How much has been paid? How much has been paid?
How much has been paid out of this contract sum through the chair?
All the contract sum has been paid.
Okay.
Less. I think just about 5 million has all been paid.
So there was a variation of 5 million more.
Because of what type of extension of time, of course, comes with some costs.
So, and the project is 92%?
Yes.
It doesn't look fair to the county, because it should be around 96, 98%.
Yeah, and
because it's an outstanding of 5 million.
I think I recall.
Chair, maybe finally, with your indulgence, is EACC investigating this matter? Okay, thank you, Chair.
Okay, so there could be a multifaceted approach, EACC and Auditor General also to keep it in view. The OAG recently made some comments that counties should ensure that they've got an exit clause in contracts. And that's why you have a project, you are stuck with a contractor from 2018 because the projects were not properly negotiated, the contract terms are not clear, and eventually you'll end up spending much, much more than the 874 million that has already been committed.
The president promised 100 million when he came to Transvaal. It whetted the appetite of the contractor, and that money has not been given. So that's why we're having all these problems.
I think presidential proclamation should not override procedural, propriety. So you still have a responsibility to deal with this, whether or not the president's promise will be delivered. So let's keep this in view. The next is Kenyatta Stadium, 657 million. Is it complete or not? So again, it's work in progress. I think OAG keep it in view. ESCC, is it part of your, is it on your radar?
Yes, Chair, it's also one of them, ones that listed.
Okay, so as far as the Senate is concerned, we will wait for the report of the OAG
Just a comment.
in the current financial year.
I see in the observation of the certificate of OAG, there was an issue of boundary. Was that resolved? Or somebody had encroached?
Perhaps maybe to request Senator Cherargei, if you look at the time,
yes.
We have only about 5 minutes. So let's keep those questions.
Okay.
Let the OAG advise us in the next audit cycle.
Okay.
There is a teaching hospital, 1.6 billion.
Was it under
Is it complete, Governor? Since December 2018?
Yes.
To date?
Yes.
And again, litigation or?
Yeah, the contractor again abandoned site a long time ago. He went to arbitration. So the matter is still pending.
ESCC, is this before you? The teaching and referral hospital?
No, Chair.
Okay.
Chair, out of 1.6 billion, are you aware of any amount that has been paid for this? And number two, was it handed over? I've seen like here in Nyandarua, Chair, and Kakamega. Was it part of that was handed over or in partnership with national government? Thank you.
No, this project was conceived by the county government of Trans Nzoia in 2018. It has got different phases. I think that what is remains phase 3.
So how much has been paid out of 1.6 billion so far?
1.5?
1.6, because it says the contract sum. Sorry, it says the contract sum is 1.6 billion.
The Auditor General has reported on it, says 98% has been paid.
Yes.
So how much is that?
1.57 billion.
That's 1.5 billion.
Yeah. Is the work done 98%?
No. If there was any project that ESC should be investigating, it's this one.
It is the one that you are not investigating.
I am giving directions as a chair. ESCC,
Then he can volunteer information to
ESCC, in addition to the OSR matter,
yes,
please, this particular matter must also be under your radar. Because it cannot be acceptable that a contract of 1.6 billion, 98% is paid and it is not complete.
And how many percent of the project?
With 98%, you could be using a corner of the hospital.
Yes.
Surely, with 1.57 billion paid. So let's escalate this to ESCC. Let's ask the Auditor General to give us a comprehensive report on this matter. If you look at Trans Nzoia, it's littered with projects. Some are historical and stalled, and some are current. I'm glad that 2 of the current ones that we have reviewed indicates that they are complete. So there seems to be a problem with the historical projects.
Yeah.
Perhaps as we had resolved to visit Turkana, I think Turkana, Trans Nzoia, West Pokot are easily, they are within the same circuit. So perhaps when we are doing our county visit plan, we can do Turkana, do Trans Nzoia, see the success stories, but also take note of the stalled projects that require serious intervention. So I think that is our resolution, that as much as the OAG is keeping it in view, the ESCC is doing investigations. Senate will also organize itself to come and visit some of these projects. A few issues we have not dealt with. I think we'll take the written responses and make recommendations. And when we eventually come to Trans Nzoia, we will give final declarations on any other matter that we have not dealt with. Honourable members, if there is any matter in closing, otherwise we would allow the governor to make his closing remarks.
Just one comment, Mr. Chairman. When we were on the receiver of revenue, we gave a disclaimer that I'm just popular, but it's not demonstrated. I think my popularity is demonstrated, and I cannot be judged by what happens just in one small section called the receiver of revenue. Of course, I was the first one to admit that we've got problems there, and I've quickly called upon this committee of the Senate, maybe to share experiences from the other counties, how they've managed to deal with the problem of revenue leakages by staff. Because in my mind, I believe every revenue payer in Trans Nzoia pays. That one I can really guarantee. But where does the money end up? Not all of it ends up in where it's supposed to end us. Otherwise, I want to thank you for giving us the opportunity to again demonstrate that the devolution is working. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. The time will not allow us to say much. We wish you a safe journey. We'll organize ourselves to come and visit. And please make sure that these toll projects, you find a solution to it. And make sure that every cent that the woman in the market pays is accounted for. And if it cannot be accounted for, then kick out the crooks in your institution, those who are stealing under your nose, because this conversation has established that there is that likelihood. But we leave that for investigation and recommendation by the EACC. The meeting is adjourned. This committee will meet on Thursday morning at 9:30.